music, athletics, arts, and entertainment. The Desert Tiger Podcast with Colton Geschwader.
Alright, and welcome to the DTP with me, Colton G, here on October 19th. It's a Thursday once again, unless you're listening on another day, which is totally fine, just like you. And welcome to what is episode 4 of the Desert Tiger Podcast. And today on the show we have Winnipeg, Manitoba's Alone I Walk. Today we're going to talk to the Acoustic Pop Punk act about their latest summer tour. We're going to get out of them one of the best tour stories we have possibly gotten yet. And we're going to talk to them a little bit about their writing process. This week on the podcast, we're going to get into our song of the day, which comes to us from our guest, Alone I Walk. But if you want to be on the song of the day, what do you gotta do? What do you gotta do when we don't have a musical guest? Well, you email us here at the Desert Tiger Podcast at desert.tiger.podcast. That is desert.tiger.podcast at gmail.com. So send us a description of your band and a link to your song, and if I enjoy it, we will definitely line you up for a show in which we do not have a musical guest. But this week we are going to have Not by my good friends in Alone I Walk, who once again are our guests this week. Alone I Walk is an acoustic pop punk act formed by brothers Frankie and Pascal. The group has released 2 EPs, Lost at Sea and Already Lost, and a handful of music videos, and has already toured Canada 13 times. The release is slated for late 2017, and I am very excited myself, and we talk a little bit about that here in the podcast. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get into Not by Alone I Walk.
And not in my gut, my fighting last breath, as I look to the sky, I wonder, is this my time? Is this the end of me? Cause nothing's gone good for so long. I feel like it's time for me to give up and end it all. I don't know why you would stay and fight for me. I've done nothing for you, so please just let me be. And not in my gut, my fighting last breath, as I look to the sky, I wonder, is this my time? Is this the end of me? End of me. So I've been here before, and I can tell, if I don't wake up from this hell that I am living, I will never catch myself. So I try so hard to stay on my feet, but there's nothing left of my dreams. If there's no point, I'll just leave. As I look up into the sky, I wonder, is this my time? Is this the end of me? As I look up and see the moon, I wonder if she really knew how much she meant to me. This is the end of me. And not in my gut, but fighting last breath, I look to the sky and I know it's my time. This is the end of me. This is the end of me. And not in my gut, but fighting last breath, I look to the sky and I know it's my time. This is the end of me. This is the end of me. And not in my gut, but fighting last breath, I look to the sky and I know it's my time.
Desert Tiger Podcast.
Let's do this. We're here with Alone I Walk from... Where are you guys from?
We're, I guess we based ourselves out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. But we're from the boonies, man. We're
From the middle of goddamn nowhere, Manitoba. Alone I Walk. And what are your names? And please introduce what you do in the band.
I'm Frankie. I sing and I play acoustic guitar.
I'm Pascal, and I play drums and sing, and we both write.
All right, well, welcome to the Desert Tiger Podcast, boys. You guys recently did an acoustic show.
Yeah.
How did that go?
That was it was good, you know, like we hadn't played a show for a little while. So getting that show in was like, it felt good to be able to get everything out again and just do our thing. So I think that show went really well for that reason.
That's good. You guys, was it just you who played the show, or?
No, I was playing acoustic and Pask was on like the cajon, little
Nice.
drum box there. Yeah.
Nice. It's a good way to get that included. So you guys have a bassist, or
Not like any official bassist or
just a
anything
touring
like that.
member?
Yeah, like as of right now, we have one of our friends, Cody. He plays bass with us as of late, and yeah.
He's going to be playing guitar, though, from now on. So
Really?
he's going to be...
Nice.
He's going to be a touring, like, he's always there, so...
Touring
like,
staple,
hopefully
man.
he can
Well,
keep touring with
shout
us.
out to Bellevue and Cody McManus.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Whoop
whoop.
whoop. Who also helped you out on your recent summer tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, how did that go?
That was one of the best tours we have honestly been on. We got it booked by Storm the Walls Production. Those guys, they killed it.
Shout out Storm the Wall. Whoop whoop.
And yeah, so like every show we had 10 shows,
Yeah, I think we played
8 to 10 shows.
10 or 11 shows in the end.
Yeah, we
10
had a bunch of
10
shows. But anyways, every show that we went to, there was people, there was lots of interaction with the crowd, and everyone was like always down to be there. It was great.
Yeah, man, it was sweet.
So was that just Western Canada, or where did you all go?
Yeah, we only hit up Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's pretty good, hitting up 10 or 11 shows just between two provinces.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty solid to get a
wonderful.
good following out. Your van was recently broken into during that tour, was it not?
Yeah.
You wanna tell us about that, please?
Yeah, go ahead. You got this.
So, we were playing 2 nights in a row in Lethbridge, and Cody is from Lethbridge. So, we played the first night acoustically. It was at the Night Owl, I think. Is what the place is
The Owl.
called?
It was
The Owl.
Calgary?
The Owl.
In
In
Lethbridge.
Lethbridge.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, if it was Calgary, it's Night Owl.
Okay, that's it. So it was the Owl, and played the show, and we went to Cody's girlfriend Chantel's place for drinks after, but we had parked the van at Cody's mom's, which is like a nice, quiet neighborhood.
Yeah, like
Nobody's like
residential.
very
Middle
very,
of the burbs, right?
you know,
Yeah.
very chill. You know, it's nice. We're like,
Nothing's
okay,
gonna
not a
happen
problem.
here.
So we take off. We're there for a couple hours. Next thing you know, it's like 3 in the morning. We're like, yeah, we should probably go home. Like, we need to get sleep. We got to play tomorrow. We have stuff to do.
Exactly, got
And,
hit the road.
We roll up, and we're about to like turn right towards the van. We're like, oh fuck, somebody left the light on. That sucks. Like, hopefully the battery's not dead. And we turn, and we see the doors are open, and we're like, oh man, the van, it's been broken into. It's over. And we get there, and the dudes are still rummaging. Like, they're just going through all our shit.
Oh, there was a couple of them.
There was 2 guys.
Oh, shit.
So we see this, and Chantel's driving. She turns on her brights and starts motoring on the horn, stomps on the gas, and the door's wide open on the van. And I think she's gonna take this thing off because like she's coming in hot, and she's gonna hit the van. And she slows down, and the guy sees that we're like, oh shit, we're gonna catch them. And Cody's in the shotgun seat, and he opens his door and just levels this dude. And the dude hits the van and kind of like rolls onto the concrete, and then we all bolt out of the car, and we chase them for like 2.5
2.5,
blocks.
3 blocks, yeah.
And They dropped all their stuff. They emptied their pockets. Cody was screaming, he was like, empty your fucking pockets. And all you heard was like change hitting the ground.
Now that is a tour manager right there.
So it was a blast. Yeah. But yeah, we didn't get anything taken. We had some like oregano tablets because we tend to get sick
Yeah.
every time we're in the van for too long. So we had those just to pop every morning. You take 2 tablets with breakfast, and keeps
Does that
your,
just help with like
yeah, it just keeps your immune
sickness or what?
system. I don't know. It just
Oh.
it seems to like neutralize shit. I'm just like, okay, I'll take that. Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's spicy, and they had it lined up, and it looked like they were gonna like do rails of oregano. So I'm kind of bummed we caught them when we did. Like we could have caught them when they were having like a brain melt.
You wanted to catch them while they're trying to run away with freaking oregano on the brain. Freaking nose is burning.
Man, they'd be. I can't even imagine.
Fucking trying to run away. Just imagine.
But yeah, it was fun. But speaking of that, like Lethbridge was. Lethbridge treated us so well. It was a great 2 nights.
Tuesday, on a freaking Tuesday in Lethbridge, we had over 90 people come to the show.
Like just
wicked.
walking out the door, yeah. It was wicked.
It was unreal.
That's deadly.
We're,
Big shout out to Lethbridge. Except for the people that stole the van.
Yeah,
seriously.
screw you guys.
Screw you guys.
And that's a funny thing. That was the night before that show. We had 2 shows in Lethbridge. And right before the show that 90 people came to, we went to the cop shop.
Oh yeah. So
To bring all their shit back.
to touch back on that story, we finally caught these dudes, and we got all our stuff. So we kind of composed ourselves. We're sitting up front having a smoke, and we were like, okay, let's go in. Let's see like what they have.
Because they dropped their bags too.
And they had 2 big backpacks of stuff.
Huh.
But like they left all our stuff in the van. But it was
Yeah.
like 4:30 in the morning, and we didn't want to like go to the cops. We're tired. We're like, we had drinks, and we're like, man, we just want to go to bed. Let's deal with this in the morning. Our stuff's okay. So we only ended up going after we loaded into the show. We like loaded in all our gear. We're like, we'll be back in like 20. We got to go to the cop shop. And we got to the cop shop, and the guy's like, we're open 24 hours, right?
We're like, yeah, but it was late. We were tired. We're not dealing with it.
But yeah, he was
Girl
happy.
was here at
we
4
like
in the morning.
we brought all the stuff. But yeah, that's it on that.
Alright. You guys recently shot a new video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Who shot and directed that for you guys?
I guess it was shot and directed. Well,
Nick Herzog.
Nick Herzog, yeah, shot and directed it, and is editing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
was
good.
great.
It was great. It was
was
a team
unreal.
effort. Like we pre-planned it. We had a picture of what we wanted for the
Yeah.
song
Yeah.
and what we envisioned for it beforehand.
And then he made it come to life.
Yeah, and we talked about it, and he just the ideas he put on. Were like, well, why don't we do this? And it's just little things you don't think about. And
Yeah.
we're just like, holy shit, this looks...
Just sort of all ended up
Unreal.
coming together.
yeah, and the day we shot, it couldn't have been a more perfect day.
Yeah.
And
Is
it was...
that for a song off Already Lost?
It is
No.
not.
No.
It's not, no.
Well, I'm going to be asking you about that later then.
Sounds
Yeah.
great.
Is that who worked with you for your previous videos?
Yes, Nick has done all of our videos so far, yeah.
Shout out to Nick. What? Whoop, whoop. Can you give us a little bit of insight into the meaning of the video that you were trying to portray, or are you going to let that sit until that comes out?
We can go into it.
We can touch on it, yeah.
Do we say the song name?
No.
You don't
no,
have to say
I
the
think...
song name at all. That can wait.
Yeah, that's going to wait.
Okay.
I think...
So basically, well, there's not really a basic way to explain a whole story. Okay, so yeah, I guess the video. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know. You start.
I think the basic of the song is kind of like for us when we wrote this, it was just a perspective on life and people like saying, "Hey, you should maybe do this," and then we look at where they're at in life and we're like, "I don't know, man. It hardly seems to be working for you. Like, why would we buy into
Why would
that?
you follow someone who
Right? It's
isn't on the right path themselves, sort of
yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
If you're not happy with what you're at, why would I be happy with what you're doing? You know, like
Mm-hmm.
if you're not sold, why I have no reason to be sold.
No, of course.
So
Everyone's just trying to confirm what their
yeah,
beliefs are.
and their
in
worth.
hopes
It's,
that if other people are doing the same thing, then it just makes them feel more fulfilled.
yeah, and I kind of hope like I just found that super weak. Everybody should have their own thing.
You should be your own individual, right?
Yeah, it's just like don't buy into that, man. Just do what makes you happy, or do what you need to do.
Only
Yeah.
you can be you, right?
So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's that's I'd say the basis of the song.
All right. Any of your other videos? Any specific meaning behind them?
Not really, cause I've only had, well, I guess, wait, I've had more than one person do a music video for me. I actually had a man named Lawrence Lanou. Whoop whoop to Lawrence Lanou.
Lawrence Lanou.
He's the one that shot my music video for Help. That one, all we tried to capture was like the child inside of someone that needed help but couldn't get help kind of deal.
Okay.
So like in that video you'll see me we shot it all in a school that was like completely empty.
Like an abandoned school, or
No,
just
it's
during
not.
the summer?
During the summer kind of deal. But what the hell was it? Glenboro, I think, is the place. Anyways, so yeah, we shot like some scenes in a library. We shot some scenes in a gym. We shot a scene in like a kindergarten class.
Oh, nice.
So like around like toys and stuff. So it was like
Mhm.
you can see that it's like the kid moving forward in like class and stuff, and like he's growing up, but he's like
Transitioning.
still not, yeah, figuring it out kind of deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's that video, and then another video for Because It's You off of the Already Lost album.
Mm-hmm.
Jeanette did it. Janet from Sound Praise and Fury. She did it for like one of her classes, and so that video she like wrote everything for it. I basically showed up, she shot my parts, and was like, "Thank you, I will send it to you when it's done," kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it ended up being like a little like love story of a guy and a girl like falling apart, and it was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool then. What's your guys' songwriting process like?
It's long. It's aggressive. No, it's great.
It's
We just hammer out those power chords.
Yeah.
it
No.
usually starts. I'm gonna say the newest stuff we've written.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you showed up, we were talking outside,
Okay.
and we were just talking about a new part to a song and how it's written and how it needs to work out. And
What
it's
you trying to
very
portray with that sort of thing.
and it's just like it's very emotionally driven. Like our songwriting, I think, just is solely based around how we feel
Okay.
when we're writing that song.
Lyrics sort of the same story then?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like oftentimes for the song we were chatting about, he had written the whole music part, like drums, guitar, bass. And then I was at work one day. I think we were just like driving around or something. I was just chilling, and then I was listening to it in my headphones, and I got like this idea because of how I was feeling or whatever, like my environment. And then I wrote it down, and then we tracked it. It's like how the song starts now. It's just based on like our current time or like events in our life that are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. So you guys have possibly been in the studio recently then?
Well, not as recent as you would think.
Not as one would hope. So you guys have been sitting on something for a little while.
Yeah.
You guys have some presents waiting.
We've recorded our album back in January, and we've just been like sitting with it and doing everything we can to get ready for the launch of the album. And we've already been like, he said, we're already writing like new material for like a potential EP after or something.
Well, it's
Yeah.
always good to have things on the back burner, right?
Yeah, so
Exactly.
like the thing is like we have all this material, so we don't know really when we're gonna release anything
Again.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
because it's just kind of we'll see what feels right.
Well, you never know when's the right time to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
like some moments are perfect for it, some aren't.
Yeah.
So if you guys are just doing videos for stuff right now, just concentrate on that and just write what you can, and when it feels right,
It'll happen.
happen.
Like
Yeah.
for all we know, we could shelf this for another year
Yeah.
if we wanted to. You know, right?
We
But no.
won't.
We'll put something out.
That's what we did. So, did your recording process change any at all from this newer album from your previous releases, Already Lost and Lost at Sea?
Yeah, they changed like drastically. Not only like in the way it was recorded, but just like the environment too.
Mhm.
Like when I recorded Lost at Sea, shout out to Jordan Both at
Ooh, Jordan
Ones and
Both.
Zeros Productions. Yeah, he's the one that's recorded all of our albums so far.
Okay, so I was actually going to ask that too.
Yeah. So the first album was Lost at Sea. We recorded it in his apartment, like everything. And then for the drums, we went and did those at his dad's in his laundry room.
Yeah,
His dad's laundry
super
room. Yeah.
raw.
And then Already Lost, we recorded it at his dad's in 3 days. We recorded the 5 tracks all in his dad's laundry room. And then for this last album that we've recorded, it took us about,
It's about 3 months. No,
Oh, wow.
3
not
weeks.
that. 3 weeks. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
a little bit of a time difference.
Well, actually, no, 3 months, kind of, because we went in, did like a whole demo with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I did like
That's true.
pre-production,
Okay,
and then
so you
came
did-
back like 3-4 months later, and then had 5 other songs.
that we
ready.
pre-wrote here. Yeah.
Okay.
So then we went in and recorded all.
So rather
The
than
songs,
just taking it and releasing what you had as an EP, you guys decided to bring in everything else and
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
it full length with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we took like the time to like listen, and like, what are we missing?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you just gotta listen.
No, it's
and you
true,
find
right?
like what it needs.
And sometimes like just the time itself gives you more experiences to write on
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
evolve, right? We've touched on the fact that you guys have some future releases and some future videos. Any other future plans for the band at hand, possibly,
We have
that you can talk about?
we have a few tours that we're planning.
But that's about all we can say.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We're stoked for them.
Yeah, very stoked for those tours.
Well, that's good. Hopefully, it's somewhere near me so I can come see you guys.
Totally.
What got you guys started in music?
You want to start on this?
Oh man, started in music. Like, why did I start playing music, or like what turned me on to music?
I guess what drives you to play music and what drove you to actually learn and decide that this is something you wanted to do semi-professionally.
How long is this podcast?
Heavy. Could be an hour.
Like I said, it could be an hour. We can even go
man.
more than that if you guys want. Like, we can
No.
get philosophical and shit.
No. No, I think the short of it was like, grew up, and our parents always listened to music, and we have a
Okay.
musical family.
Mhm.
Like, my grandparents were musical. At least on my dad's side, right?
Well, yeah, like
My
your
mom's side,
dad,
not so much.
your dad's
Not even a
jamming
bit.
pretty hard when we came in. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like they grew up with music, so my dad grew up with music, so naturally we grew up with music like everybody else did who listens to music and
Just something
wants to
that's
be a
sort of got
musician.
passed down.
Well, at least I think, right?
Yeah, like I can like obviously I can't name the amount of times we haven't had music in the house, but it's more than not that you walk in the house after work and there's music playing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Or like you're eating supper and there's music playing. Like there's always some sort of music going on.
cooking stuff or whatever you're doing, there's music. But yeah, so he was always like grew up with like listening to classic rock.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
like obviously, and then I used to play sports and play hockey and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one year I broke my ribs, and then after that I broke my wrist. And I was like, no, fuck this. I don't want to do this. And I'd been playing music for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like 5 years. I'd been playing drums at least. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to play music.
Don't get
So
hit
everything
nearly
kinda,
as
like-
much.
Everything from that point on was like, sports, nah, that can wait.
Mm-hmm.
This, nah, that can wait. Like, I want to play music, man.
Yeah, you get your priorities straight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I guess for myself, unless are you not done?
No, get
Okay,
right.
cool. For myself, same deal. Like, grew up with a musical family. Pretty much every family gathering we went to on my dad's side, there'd be like 6 guitars, a few banjos, a mandolin, violin sometimes. Like, there was just always people playing music and just having fun. And I think that's what like really got me into music, was just like knowing how it can change you. Like, you
Yeah.
can just like, I don't know, music's great.
No, music can do a lot, right?
Yeah, brings
Oh, yeah.
people together.
Brings people
Shit like
together. It can get people through things.
Oh, yeah. That's why
You can
That's
learn
what-
experiences through other people through music.
Exactly.
It's a truly wonderful gift. It's,
And like that's one of the things that like got me into like, okay, I want to do music,
yeah.
because I need like, sky's the limit with music. You can do anything.
Oh, exactly. You can go any direction and you can sing about anything you want, really. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
there's always going to be somebody who connects to that or sees it in their own light, right?
Yeah.
'Cause we all have our own experiences and we all see things through our own rose-colored glasses.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I don't know how to do with that music, man.
Me either.
I think I'd lose my mind.
So, with that, who inspires you in music and in life?
Oh, man.
That's good.
That's crazy.
We try and go deep here.
No kidding. You want to take this first?
Inspires me in music and in life. Huh. That's a really good question. I don't know. In music, like, do you mean like the way, like my influences in music and how like we've written?
It can be anything. It's
Okay.
like whoever, like if they inspired you to just to play, if they inspired like your creative style, like
Cool. Then I'd probably have to say like my parents, because they've always supported us. Like, from the time I first started playing an instrument, my dad was always like showing me how to play guitar and just like helping me learn. And ever since we've been in bands or playing music live, our parents try to come to every show,
that's
and they
always
just
good.
like try and support us as much as they can.
It's always good to have supportive parents when it
Yeah.
comes to things like this. For
It
sure.
makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just
Allows
not,
you
you
to-
don't have to carry a burden around.
Allows you to believe in yourself so much more,
Absolutely.
knowing that they believe in you.
And they've been like that since we were young. Like, they've always told us, like,
Do your own thing.
do what you got to do to be
Mhm.
happy.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
It's good because a lot of people tell their kids that, and then after a while, it's just like, no, you got to go to college, or you have to do what we want you to do because we saved up this amount of money.
Yeah, exactly.
We saved up our funds, so rather than going on vacation or doing something artistic ourselves, we're just gonna force you to become an accountant.
Yeah, exactly.
rough. Dude, that's terrible.
Shit happens.
Still need more? I'm gonna grab it.
Please.
All right, guys, that sounds like we got you thinking a little bit, so I want to talk to you a little bit what your tour must-have is, and a little bit what your interests outside of music are. But before we get to that, we have to get to our Book of the Week, which we do here every Thursday on the Desert Tiger Podcast. And if you want to refer a book to me, you can do it like today, where our listener Shelby, shout out to Shelby, whoop whoop, for sending us an email that said, I think you should read Watership Down by Richard Adams. So you want to know what I did? I read that. And you want to know what Shelby did and how she did that? Shelby emailed me here at the Desert Tiger Podcast at desert.tiger.podcast@gmail.com with her book suggestion. It's that simple. I read it. It was a great book. I think we should have more book suggestions. Send them in. It's a fantastic idea. desert.tiger.podcast@gmail.com. And like I said, this week we read Watership Down by Richard Adams, which is actually a fantastic read. I was very impressed with it, as it is supposed to be a children's literature book, or for preteens, and is something Richard Adams wrote to entertain his kids while they were on drives, which is actually very hard to believe when you actually get into the story as an adult. The story is about some cunning and very clever rabbits who have to use their problem-solving skills to get through various life-threatening situations. It follows Hazel and Fiver as they leave their warren with a bunch of other rabbits and need to find a new home as there is being constantly threatened by man. This book also has a very, very good look into how man is very destructive to nature, and one of the best quotes in the book is actually, "Animals don't behave like men," he said. "If they have to fight, they fight, and if they have to kill, they kill. But they don't sit down and set their wits to work to devise ways of spoiling other creatures' lives and hurting them. They have dignity and animality." It's a very good look at how man is constantly imposing his will onto other creatures that do not do as he pleases, and if those creatures don't appease the human beings or person, they usually just get taken out or considered pests, which a lot of rabbits are, and these rabbits have to survive in a society in which they have been labeled pests, and it makes for a very, very interesting read. A lot of the problems that they have to undertake are very common if you want to break free from a society or anything of the sort, and the aspects of survival are fantastic. The characters are very well written. If you have the opportunity to ever read this book, I highly suggest it, as it is much more than just a story to entertain children when they're biking. It's a story of animals working together to improve their lives and not only make something more than what they were once given, and they have their own religious system, and it's just amazing how he just built this world around rabbits and how the rabbits are so realistic, because he actually researched rabbits to write the story, and he did a fantastic job. It was actually the first novel that he ever released, and it brought him a lot of acclaim. So if you ever have the chance to check out Watership Down by Richard Adams, I would highly suggest it, as I gave it 4.5 stars. It was a great read, and thank you once again to Shelby, who emailed us here at the Desert Tiger Podcast with her book suggestion at desert.tiger.podcast@gmail.com, which you can do with a book suggestion, and you just might be our next book of the week.
The Desert Tiger Podcast.
All right, what is your tour must-have?
Tour must have.
Beers for the boys.
Beers for the boys. The fucking pills for the beak bud.
Oh yeah. But honestly, that's a good question. You got some good fucking questions, man.
The thing I need probably the most. There's two things I need usually. I need coffee in the morning.
Oh yeah, heavy.
I need coffee. So once we wake up, if we're in the van, if we're at somebody's place crashing and they have coffee, that's wicked, because I don't have to change. I can just stay lazy for a little while. But if we're just sleeping in the van one night, or you wake up somewhere and you're like, oh, you just gotta come out of that haze and you're like, coffee. Where's Timmy's IMAPs? Right away. But no, that, and I don't know, we started kind of doing this thing where we take a shot of JD right before we play. Because not last tour in April. I think it was a previous tour we had with Highwind.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Highwind.
Yeah, shout out to Highwind.
Highwind, whoop whoop, Regina Sask.
We were just like, it was a great tour. It was so much fun. That was like one of the funnest tours. But we went out and we were all smokers.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody would light a cigarette and then somebody else light a cigarette. And by the time the last person lit a cigarette, the first dude who lit a cigarette had been out for like 10 minutes. So he like lit a smoke. And we were just gassed, man. It was horrid.
Just for
and
some
our throats were like
party.
shitty. And you get to Alberta, and every time we go to Alberta,
Mm-hmm.
it's so dry. I find like my throat dries out and my nose plugs up and it gets all bloody and shit. And
Rough.
so a mixture of all the cigarettes and the dry air already in Alberta,
Yeah.
and
Doesn't work.
beers after shows, like we were just like, ugh. It was rough. Where was I going with this?
there's
What
lots of
was
beers
that? What was the question?
The two must-haves on tour.
Oh yeah, so yeah. After that, it's on that tour. It's so dry. We started taking shots of JD just to like warm up our throats because we try and like sing beforehand. It was like it hurt. So we would have shots on stage and like a minute or two before we start. It's like okay, it's time, and that usually got us through the set. That and like a warm glass of water, we were good to go. So those two things have been a must if you're touring Western Canada.
For me, I guess one is Fisherman Friends, the red ones. Oh, those things help you, especially in Alberta.
Yeah,
Pop
that's
a few
true.
Fisherman Friends,
I'm trying.
and you can
Alberta.
sing. Oh, it's so dry for some reason. And second, probably just like, it's gonna sound weird, my phone, but just because I can take photos and I can like update all of our shit all the time. Like I do lots of the social media stuff, so like when we're on tour, I make sure we have at least one post a day, and try and post as many stories just to keep people updated or like whatever.
You got to keep people involved, right?
Yeah.
Like it makes people actually feel like they're like with the band almost.
Yeah, part of it.
Yeah, man, it's
If you can
cool.
do that, then it actually makes them actually want to be more involved with you.
Yeah. So like that would be the other reason for my phone, and because like taking photos is fun sometimes with an iPhone.
Of course. Especially when you're touring through the mountains
Yeah.
or near the lakes or something.
Seriously, or even like you get to see a skyline. Not in Winnipeg. There's like 3 tall towers. Here.
3 tall buildings. Yeah, you see the skyline from our way into the city. It's
Yeah,
like
3.
well,
buildings.
there's Regina.
So you go, yeah. So
Out in the yonder.
no, Regina's actually got a skyline compared to
A little
Winnipeg.
bit.
So yeah, you go
Except
to like
some of it's
Calgary,
all
like,
smoke.
Yeah.
If you're in the north end, it's all smoke from the upgrader.
That's hilarious.
Oh, okay. You guys are starting to break outside of Manitoba on sources like Spotify and with your touring. How's that going for you guys?
It's good, man. It's nice. It feels good, I think, is what it is. It's just like, you just gotta work.
Our work is starting to pay off, and we're starting to see it finally.
Do you agree that you fit into the emo revival sort of category that you guys seem to be pushed into?
I feel probably we got like very deep lyrics, or like I feel like they're pretty deep.
They're personal.
They're very like personal and like relatable
Yeah, for
in
sure.
a few senses. Like yeah, you could be anyone and relate to it, kind of deal. So
I do because of that sense, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the music, well, the music is what it is. Like, I'm not sure how to describe it. There's a lot of influence in it, and
yeah,
I
like
guess you'll hear it when you hear it.
yeah, like we get asked like, what's your genre? It's like that question again. I don't know what my genre is. I play music. It can play with this type of music. I can like
We write what we want.
Yeah, exactly. It could fit with these kind of people, fit with these kind of like heart like scenes or whatever. So we just kind of base it off that. I don't know. It's pretty much
we've kind of just been lucky enough to fit in kind of everywhere. I think
That's good.
because I don't know, people just like it.
Yeah, like I've played played like a super heavy show where there was like black metal bands where it was just like and I opened it, but somehow like we transitioned through like hardcore, or we hit it like pop punk first, hardcore, and then it got heavy and it just worked.
Yeah, it was like a temperature
transitioned
gauge,
well.
man.
Yeah,
It was like
Kinda
this.
more of a
It just
European
did the
show.
it was like that's cool. I like that.
So yeah, like we've been able to fit in with like that scene, and we've also like fit in like coffee shops and like little small, very personal places.
You guys can kind of go like anywhere really with like the acoustic thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
That's
now
nice.
having like Cody following us with bass.
well, instead of having him 2 provinces over, it kind of makes that a nuisance sometimes.
Man, Cody's like
He's just
Cody-
so down. with
Cody's the
music.
man. He's
he's
so
great.
committed. Like we had on the last tour, like the tour he played with us.
Yeah.
Before that, we had somebody in mind. Didn't work out, and then we had a couple other people, and then we were just kind of stuck. And we're like, man, we don't know anybody. Like, who's gonna play this fucking tour? Are we gonna have to cancel this? And then Cody's like, hey man, if you guys haven't found a bass player, like I'll totally do it. We're like, holy shit, sweet. All right, sounds good. So we sent him all the tracks and the set list, and he learnt it. And it's just like it's weird thinking that musicians learn stuff when they're not like whipped into shape.
Mhm.
And I like that because he just showed up and he knew everything.
Just
And
'cause he
he
wanted
was
to,
like,
right?
what do we need to do here? I don't understand this part. Okay, fixed it right away, done. And it's like, wow, that was
Took
That was
half a
great,
second.
dude.
He could have walked in and just slopped it up, but instead he actually made
Yeah,
sure that he
and not only that,
represented
like,
you.
Yeah, he
We-
was on point.
we knew Cody before,
Mhm.
and like we knew he was a cool dude and all that, and like he was a nice guy, always like hospitable, I guess. Like
Yeah.
he was just
Yeah.
very like welcoming, right? And that's kind of what you expect from him. And we just kind of like we really got to know him, so now we're real tight homies.
Yeah.
And like we just grew that sweet bond. So like we have chemistry already on stage because we kind of just developed it on the fly, and it worked really well. So that's super sweet, and
It's really hard
we're
to find.
thankful like for that. So yeah, I'm hoping he can just keep touring with us, man. Like,
Hopefully.
it's great.
Great.
Well, ask him after this because we haven't asked him yet.
He'll find out through
He'll
this,
find out.
possibly.
We'll find out soon.
Obviously you guys are fans of the anime because your dog is named after a character from Naruto.
Yeah.
You guys want to go into some of the shows that you're into and some of your fandoms?
Okay, I'm the only one that's into anime. I don't
Okay,
even
well,
think
you
this
can go
guy's
into your,
watched
like,
any,
You
but
can go into your TV shows
Yeah,
and whatnot
for
too,
sure.
man. Like,
man, Naruto. I started watching that stuff when I was like, or Naruto, I guess, when I was like grade 6 or grade 7, and it was like cool. But then, like, no one watched it because it was anime, so it's, like, weird. So I just, like, stopped. And then sometime around, like, grade 8 and 9, I was like, yo, Naruto's a thing. so then I literally binge-watched it till I finished the whole, like, first Naruto. And then as soon as I, like, got into Shippuden, I took my time. But, like, Naruto, like, the original series, I watched,
Yeah.
like... I probably watched it on like
Did you have it all?
2.5, 3 months. Like I've watched it for hours on end. I just had to get it all in. Yeah, it's great. And then I haven't watched like Bleach or One Piece or anything like that. I find these random ones every once in a while.
Isn't
so
there
you
like
got some Dragon Ball Z over on the bookshelf there.
Yeah, I like Dragon. Well, I haven't really watched Dragon Ball Z. I have Dragon Ball, like the original.
Dragon Ball is badass.
With, like,
so
little
respect to
Goku.
that.
with like Goku Kid, the Kid Goku, and
Yeah.
That shit's great. I've watched that a bunch. And there's one other one. Oh yeah, Attack on Titan. If you have never seen that and you don't like anime,
Watch
Attack
the
on Titan. Don't watch the abridged. It's good though. The abridged is great.
If you watch the abridged of anything, it's usually pretty awesome.
But yeah,
That's all I've seen, and I was like, wow, this is a great show.
Attack on Titan, definitely watch it. It'll get you into anime for sure.
It'll get you into anime. It might creep you out a little bit too with the
Cool.
giant people.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Those stairs, man. Those stairs just right through you.
There should be one more beer.
One more beer. One more beer.
Yeah. You had two already? One, two.
Like, Mom had one.
Ah, that's right.
Fuck, Mom.
God damn it, Mom. We know you're our inspiration, but don't drink our beer. What are some of your other interests outside of music?
There's honestly like not a lot now. I used to be really big into skateboarding, and we went on a tour with Pascal's old band, and or I went on tour with them. And when I got back, I skateboarded once, and then I just realized like I don't want to do this in case I break something, and I haven't skateboarded since. So
Yeah,
like music has just like become the thing.
I don't know if I can blame you on that one, because it's just like, yeah, I don't know if I plan on riding a bike for a little while here.
No kidding. My goodness.
On that same tour that he's talking about,
Yeah.
we finished playing in Calgary,
Mm-hmm.
outside of Verns,
Okay.
and Andrew, the singer, had a short, like a regular board with long board trucks and wheels. So like those gel wheels, and they're super fast. And he's like, man, you can just rip on this thing. And I've never skateboarded. I don't skateboard. It's not my thing. I never liked it. I'm just like, I suck at it, right? Like,
But why not?
so,
right?
the board's just sitting
It's
right
there.
there.
It's there.
And I'm like, fuck, this is a great idea. I'm going to run. I'm going to take like 3 steps, jump on this board. So
And
I do
fly.
this. I jump on this board, and I whip down the street. Like, I'm at the end of the block in seconds. Like, I'm flying.
Yeah.
Whatever. I jump off. I stop the board. I'm like, that went great. I'm going to do this again. And I tried it again, and the board went flying in the air and almost hit a car that was parked on the street. And I landed like this, like on my hip and my elbow. So it popped my shoulder out of place.
Oh, shit.
And I had a fresh tattoo. I had gotten a tattoo that morning in Calgary. And
And you just finished playing a show.
I just finished playing a show, and I was like,
Ooh.
and I couldn't breathe. I was just like in like a, holy shit. And then we slept at Troy's place in Calgary, and he was taking sports like therapy or
Athletic therapy.
therapy. And we went over. I'm like, dude, I really fucked up my shoulder last night. And he starts rubbing. He's like, and I don't think I can fix this. Like, I can't put your shoulder back in. Like, it feels really wrong. So yeah, it's been like 3 years of that, and I still have problems with this stupid shoulder.
Oh, shit.
Don't
It's never
skateboard.
good. Don't skateboard. Don't ride bikes.
Like
If you do, wear proper equipment.
I guess
Wear
now,
helmets, kids.
I guess now I kind of have like this really small hobby, and it's like collecting little video games or old video games. I guess I have a NES now and an N64.
Nice.
Super
I got
stoked
a
on.
N64 back at home too that I'm pretty happy about. So
They're
I
unreal.
understand that.
But like that one, I got like by fluke. One of my dad's friends was like meeting him at work in the morning. To I don't know, do something. So then he's like, yo, I got this N64. Will you take it? I'm like, yeah. So I bought it off him. And then the NES I bought like probably like 10 years ago.
No.
It's been a long. I didn't even have a
10
license.
years
man.
ago?
I didn't even have a license. Like it's been a long time.
No, it has been 10
No, maybe
years.
not.
It
I was
like,
probably like 13, 14.
that was a while ago.
I was in high school.
Oh, man,
man.
that
Like,
was a while
that
ago.
was a while ago. 7
Alright,
years
shit.
maybe. Okay, and then I got that, and then only like the NES like 3 years ago or no, whatever. I got it a while ago,
And that's what your small hobby is.
That's
Doesn't
my
matter
small
how
hobby,
long
I guess.
ago. I guess it's just collecting video games,
But
right?
yeah, but then like a few weeks ago, I got it's 100 of the best NES games on one cartridge.
Oh,
And there's
shit.
actually 153. So I'm like, yo, this is so tight.
Delivered.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's just my thing now. I've just been playing it for a while. It's
Amazing.
Awesome. So, how do you guys enjoy living in Manitoba? Or do you enjoy living in Manitoba?
No. I like where we live, our house,
Like
where it's
the out in the
located.
boons,
Yeah, I like where we
it's
are.
like isolated, but
studio out in the middle of fuck. Whoop whoop.
Yeah. No, I think Winnipeg's a cool city.
it is.
It's just
It's
not.
great.
It's not the city that works for us musically.
Fair
That's
enough. Like you guys might
But-
be better out on like the west coast or something.
Yeah. No, we do great in Alberta, where we're dry as
yeah,
fuck,
we
right?
do.
Yeah.
But like here, I don't know. Maybe it's just like we haven't pushed enough here, and maybe it's just because we like going on tour, and we just try and book as many tours as possible to keep playing and keep booking shows, playing out of town, right? But it's not that we don't like it here. It's just if there's not many venues left, man. Like a lot of stuff's closed down.
That sucks.
Yeah, and it can be pricey for some people, you know. Like to book shows, you have to pay to play. Like
Pay
you have
as you
to
go, yeah.
to book your venue. You gotta, if you're booking or if you're using a promoter, hopefully there's a cost built into there already, and you can just get it out of the cut. But no, it's crazy. But you know, stuff changes quickly. So
Well, it's it.
Give it a couple months.
Cut their own scene
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
over like the years. So hopefully things start to turn around. I mean, Regina is slowly starting to come around itself, but that took 10 years.
yeah.
I think Winnipeg's back onto, like, it's moving back towards music. I
Oh
think.
yeah, I feel like it is. Like there's a lot more music happening lately, and it's great. Like there's more events. You see more shows
Yeah.
popping up. There's shit everywhere. It's great. It's just hopefully it stays stable.
Hopefully, and hopefully it continues to improve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you guys big Jets fans or Blue Bombers fans?
I like to cheer for both teams, just because I can. Because man, who the fuck else am I gonna cheer for football? I'm not cheering for Regina, man. That's not happening.
In Winnipeg,
My girlfriend hates the Rough Riders and hates the fact that they're my team. So
Regina.
Man, we had the dudes from Bearings over
yeah,
like a couple weeks ago after their show, and they were blown away of like the Regina or Saskatchewan Rough Riders, but they're like, man, if it was the Regina Rough Riders, how ridiculous would that be? Like, I thought about this the next day. I'm like, that would be ridiculous. That is hilarious. Like the Regina Rough Riders would sound amazing. We should totally
it
change
would.
the name
It
to that.
just rings so much better. And then like when Ottawa got their team back in, it's like we want the name of the Rough Riders, and it's like, are you fucking serious? We did this once already, and everyone thought we were stupid the first time. Come on.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, I think that's all I really have for you guys today. So thank you for joining me.
Thanks
man.
for having us, man.
That's great.
Where can people find you online if they want to?
If you'd like to listen to us, you can stream our music at or on Spotify or on Apple Music. And if you'd like to buy it, you can go to our Bandcamp, our iTunes, or Google Play.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all there.
It's all there. Socials. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything, YouTube.
Yeah, Instagram and stuff like that.
All at
Search
Alone I
it.
Walk.
Either Alone I Walk or Alone I Walk Official. We there. And Snapchat. New Snapchat official AIW. Whoop whoop.
Whoa. Huge shout out to Frankie and Pascal of Alone I Walk for giving me a fantastic interview and letting me check out their amazing estate. Huge shout out to the Corsells family. Whoop whoop. We are also going to thank you, the listeners, for tuning in here to episode 4 of the Desert Tiger Podcast, and I hope that you tune in again, either on iTunes, Google Play Music, or Stitcher, where you can subscribe, rate, and review the Desert Tiger Podcast, and I hope you do. You can email us here at the Desert Tiger Podcast for either a Song of the Day or a Book of the Week suggestion, with either a description of your band and a link to your song, or a book suggestion. Just give me the book title and the author, and I will possibly consider it. And you can do that by emailing us here at the Desert Tiger Podcast at desert.tiger.podcast@gmail.com. Once again, that is desert.tiger.podcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook at Desert Tiger Entertainment. You can message us on Twitter at Desert Tiger Pod, and you can like our pictures on Instagram, and maybe we'll like a couple of yours at Desert Tiger Podcast. I hope you guys have yourself a great day. Until next week, where we have Beauty Killed the Beast as our special guest on our Tuesday show. That's right, we are having a bonus Tuesday show next week, which will be our special guest, once again, Beauty Killed the Beast from Regina, Saskatchewan.
The Desert Tiger Podcast. Subscribe, rate, and review. iTunes, Google Play Music, and Stitcher. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Thanks for listening.